You just found what possibly could be your dream home, but the listing states that it's selling as is. What does that mean? Well, today I'm going to tell you what the term selling as is means, and I'm also going to answer the question, can you still have inspections done? My name is Candace Sarber. I'm with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. I'd love to help you out in your buying, selling, or investing journeys. So what the term is, selling as is, means that the seller does not want to put additional money into the property. And why could that be? So there could be three different reasons, potential reasons. It could be more, but the three main reasons is, number one, they may not have the additional cash sitting in their checking or savings account to put into fixing up that property. Okay, so that could be one reason. They just do not have the funds to do so. They want to sell it as is. Number two is they could have inherited the property, or they could be the beneficiary of the property. So what I mean by that is maybe they've put their grandparents or their parents into an assisted living home, or someone has passed away in their family. They could be the executor, and they just are not in the capacity to put money into that house in order to sell it. So therefore they're selling it as is because they may have never lived in the house themselves. They're dealing with their other siblings. Everyone else states, hey, we just want to sell it and move on. Sometimes they don't even live in this particular area where the house is even located. So that could be a second reason maybe why someone is selling it as is. The third reason that I often see is they've lived there for a long time and they just do not want any more of the headache. They just want to wash their hands clean and say, I'm done with this house, Candace, just sell it as is. So the question comes back to, if you are a buyer and you see this house and it's selling as is, can you do inspections? I will tell you that 99% of the time, yes, you are definitely able to do inspections because normally, at least in this area, you as the buyer are paying for all your inspections on the particular property. So if you find things that are wrong with the property during that inspection time period, that particular term, selling as is, means, hey, if I'm the seller and you as the buyer find something wrong with it during your inspections, then I have already stated that I do not want to spend money on making those repairs. Okay, so yes, you can still do it, and it is really nice to still do inspections even if it's selling as is, because then you know as a buyer, what am I walking into when I buy this house? So that gives you a really good idea of what things that you might need to put on your list to do immediately, or in the next 6 months, or in the next 2 years. Okay, so that's another thing. So let me just tell you one tidbit, okay? So one little tip of advice, and that would be, if you as the buyer are doing inspections and you find something wrong with the house, for instance, you might not have the money to fix it up, but you still love the property. There would be a way of stating, hey seller, would you be able to pay for such a repair? And maybe not pay for it up front if you don't have the money to do so, but can you pay for it at closing? All right, and what I mean by that is, let's just say, for instance, that the seller is making $25,000 on the house. Let's just say that, for instance. So if they're making $25,000 on closing day from the house selling, and the repair might cost, let's just say $2,000 to make a repair, all right? So you get a contractor to be able to give a quote. The quote from ABC Contractor states, hey, this repair is gonna cost $2,000. What's gonna happen is the title company, which here in the state of Ohio, the title company drafts up all the last documents that you'll be signing at closing. So on closing day, the title company will actually hold out $2,000 into what's called an escrow account. And they'll hold out the $2,000 from what the seller would be making. They'll give the seller $23,000, keep the $2,000 into an escrow account made out to ABC Contractor Company, okay? And therefore, number one, the seller did not have to come out of pocket for that $2,000 before closing, so that takes care of their biggest concern. And number two, you're still able to get the house that you really love, and you're able to still have a contractor do that work, and therefore you did not have to come out of pocket for that expense either. So anyways, I hope this helps today. If you want other tips or resources and I can be of assistance to you this year in your buying, selling, or investing needs, please contact me at the number below. I'd love to help you out.